I'm J.D. Morrow. I'm a Vietnam veteran. I served in Vietnam from 1967 to 1969. When you walk into the Vietnam section of this museum, one of the first things you're going to see are several mannequins dressed in various types of uniform. One here, for example, is a common uniform that you see the airmen wore. Most of the airmen in Vietnam were either in operations or they were in maintenance, and this is the type of uniform they wear. This particular mannequin has a M16, but most of the Air Force personnel did not carry weapons unless you were security police. Right next to this mannequin, this is what is known as a Viet Cong flag. Viet Cong was one of the factions that we were fighting against. It was the Americans and the South Vietnamese fighting against the Viet Cong and the North Vietnamese. This is an American soldier carrying an M60, and he's wearing what we call jungle fatigues. This uniform is the official uniform of the North Vietnamese Army. We call it the NBA. Notice this is a female, which they did have female combatants, and she is carrying an M16. This uniform represents a Viet Cong soldier. Notice they wore just regular civilian garb, and it was very hard to distinguish a Viet Cong from a regular Vietnamese. I mean, as far as friend or foe, you couldn't tell until at night when they would they might work for you during the day, but they might become combatants at night. This soldier here represents a South Vietnamese soldier, and this one is more than just a soldier. Notice on the helmet it has QC, which means he's like a security police. QC is a Vietnamese word. It's pronounced Quan Con, and they were almost like a secret service. Notice the letters on the uniform, ARVN. It stands for Army of the Republic of Vietnam. What did the war cost? Here's an example right here. The Marines, the Army, the Air Force, and the Navy. If you look on all these different placards here, it gives you the material loss from the various branches of the military. Even worse than that, not talking about material loss, how about the loss of lives? We have a wall in Washington, D.C. with a name of 58,000 people on it, not to mention the million or so people that lost their lives in Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos.